So there is a term in psychology, it's called your inner child. That there is a child inside of you and inside of me. What is he doing? Basically, that inner child is controlling your reactions, is throwing tantrum, getting all anxious and upset when somebody doesn't reply to their text, or worried or freaking out at the sight of their bank balance. You wonder, I'm a grown person. How do I have an inner child? I don't know why I changed my voice. Well, guess what? There's an inner child. So let's get to know your inner child and what does it do and why is it important? And let's go. Hello, beautiful people. I am Diana, and this is Diana Show. I'll be talking to you about a variety of subjects and topics, but the goal will always be is to make our life better, happier for us and for everyone around us. I'll learn from you and you'll learn from me. And I hope I live up to your expectation. Let's go. So today's episode will be talking about inner child. Now, if you go and Google inner child, if you have the patience to go on TikTok and watch videos and all this stuff, there's so many subjects and so many explanations. I'm not a psychologist, but I'll do as much as I can to simplify the whole term. Inner child basically is saying that since the minute we were an embryos in mommy's belly, until the age of 7 or 8, our belief system has been formed by our environment, by our caregivers, by things we've heard and was said to us, by situation that happened in front of us and happened to us. And that's how it controls our reactions as grown people. Basically, that part of us has been hidden in our subconscious and without us noticing it, and it starts driving our life. Also, not to forget that this is the part that's responsible for playing, for creativity, for curiosity. This delicious, excitement, energetic part of us. This part, like we said, has been hidden in our subconscious, and sometimes we don't even know that it exists. But it's crucial to how we run our life. Okay, I realize that I'm saying such big words, and I'm realizing that you're falling asleep, but please wake up. There's so much more we're going to be covering today, and I hope you enjoy the content, and I hope you like it, and I hope it comes with benefit to you. I'm going to give you an example. If you grew up watching your parents fighting over money, realizing that money are hard to come by, money doesn't grow in tree, I cannot find money in the street, rich people are evil, money is the root of all evil, you're going to have extreme limiting beliefs about money. Whether you're going to be very, very cheap and feeling that money is a scarcity and you cannot find it easily and you have to sacrifice yourself and you have to really suffer for it, you're going to struggle making money because that's your belief. Or sometimes you're going to be overspending because you want to make up for that time that you were told, no, you can't have this. No, we don't have enough money for this. No, we got to put food on the table, and on and on and on. So as you grow up, you don't have control over your money. You don't know how to be responsible for your money. So you cannot make money because even the money that you make, you're going to manage to spend it recklessly. That in relationship with money. If you keep going in and out of toxic relationship, somehow the patterns keep being repeated. It's the same situation, different faces, exactly same personality, exactly the same action, exactly the same reaction that keeps happening every time. Makes you think all these people are wrong and I'm only the right one? No. Basically, your caregiver, for example, made you believe that you have to earn love, that you have to bend backward to prove your worthiness, to prove that you are deserving of love and care. And if somebody showed you some love and care, you would think there's something wrong with them because you know that you're not worthy, that you didn't work so hard for it. As long as your partner or your special person keeping you on a short rope, that you have to feel unsafe emotionally, that this person emotionally unpredictable or emotionally unsafe, you're going to keep trying to prove yourself. You're going to keep trying, let me detect their emotion today. Or maybe I did do something to upset them. Maybe I said something to upset them. It's not that. It's that little kid of you is trying to prove himself. It's trying to create the same relationship that you had with your caregiver one more time in your romantic relationship. And you keep repeating the same toxic cycle because nothing will change because you're not changing. And then you start believing that everybody's awful, men are awful, women are terrible, and on and on and on. And every mistake and every bad relation, every toxic relationship, confirming and rooting that belief in your belief system more and more. You might turn to be an avoidant. You have learned that your emotions are not valid. That, if you're not going to stop crying, I'm going to give you something to cry about. that men don't cry. You should be tough. You learn to keep your emotions inside and not deal with it in a very healthy and mature way. You might throw a tantrum. You might just close up on yourself and feel scared to be vulnerable in front of the people that you love, which always builds a wall between you and the other ones. And you can never reach that emotional depth that you hope for in any relationship that you have, whether it's romantic, whether it's platonic, because you're scared. Because you learned from a very young age that you have to deal with your own emotion on your own. That it's not safe to share your feelings. It's not safe to be open. And that reflects on your relationship. One time, actually, I read that nothing triggers your trauma and trigger your wounds like your partner and your kids. You're going to see part of yourself you didn't even know that was there. It was hidden in the subconscious from very early on. You're going to be turning into your parents without you even knowing that you are. You're going to be repeating the same pattern. You're going to be repeating the same words that was said to you when you were a kid. And that becomes a problem because you want to have money. You want to have an abundance. And you want to have a healthy relationship. So what do we do in this case? I have a wounded inner child, and how am I going to deal with it? You're going to have to reparent yourself from all over again. You can blame your parents all you want. You can say, oh, mom did not love me. Dad did not love me. I was not emotionally nurtured properly. Okay, they did what they can with what they have. That's done. It's over. You cannot do anything about it. It's out of your control. It's your responsibility as an adult and as a responsible person to get to know yourself, to have the self-awareness of your reaction, of your patterns, of your behavior, and reparent yourself one more time. If you think that your parents would have done certain stuff, you do it to yourself. But you have to be aware of your reaction because it's not normal for you to struggle and to try to prove to yourself, to people, to love you. I got sucked into that pattern for the longest time. I would be going from relationship to the other, screwing myself over and over and over. Same personality, different faces. Why? Because in my system, in my belief that I have to prove worthy, that I'm a good girl, that I'm loving, that I am there without waiting for reciprocation. And even when the reciprocation comes in, it feels weird. I would lose interest in that person because then I would think, you know what? I'm not that worthy of love. There must be something wrong with them for loving me and caring for me. So even if there's a healthy way, you cannot even receive it. Even if there's a healthy love, healthy care, you're not going to be able even be open to take it in because you learn that you're not worthy. Because you learn that you have to run through hoops to prove yourself. That's when it comes to relationships. When it comes to money, if you learn that money has to be a problem and it's a struggle and it's the root of all evil, you're going to manage somehow to sabotage yourself to make sure that you will never be able to hold money in your hand. You're going to go out of your way somehow, a scenario is going to be created over and over and over. They cannot hold and be responsible for your money. You're going to keep being sucked into old habits because of your limiting beliefs that was formed when you were a kid about money. Also, as you grown up, you have to understand that inner child of you that was responsible for playing, for being curious, for being creative. So if you're a person that wants to create, that wants to produce, that wants to bring so much more to life and so much more to the world, you have to recall that little thing in you. I remember something happened back in 2010, like 15 years ago, a long time ago. And I remember looking at the mirror and I did not recognize myself. I did not like what I looked at. I did not like the way I looked. I did not like my energy. For a second, I felt like, what happened to you? Why are you so ugly? You've never been that ugly before. What were you doing before? What brought you to life? What gave you that fulfilling, energetic feeling? I forgot who I was. I got lost. I was in a bad relationship. I was having so much stress from responsibilities. I just did not know who I am anymore. So what am I going to do in that case? I recall that at certain phases in my life, I was happy. I was ecstatic. I was energetic. I was full of life. So what did I do at that time? When I was 7 and 8, what brought me to life? What made me so excited? I remembered I loved acting. I love being on camera. Whenever I watch a series or watch a movie, I would go recreate the scenes in front of my mirror. If I would read a novel or something, I would remember the scenarios. I would remember the script and it played in front of my mirror. I love to dance. I love dancing, but I stopped dancing. I used to love to draw and color. And actually, I was many times praised for my talent in drawing. I stopped doing that. No wonder I feel depleted. No wonder I feel tired and my cup is empty. My inner child was screaming, excuse me, I'm here. I need attention. Where have you been? So slowly I start, going back to my old self. That little Diana, she's the one who saved me. I remember I signed up for an improv comedy class. And man, oh man, I was so terrified. Excited, super excited, but I was terrified. And I remember when I got, loose and enjoyed the process, I recalled my old self again. I'm like, damn, I remember feeling this good a long time ago. So I think this is what I'm going to be doing. This is what I do. I start coloring. I start drawing again. I used to lose myself just drawing and copying image and really, really just immerse in this beautiful creative habit. Little Diana reminded me how to do this. When I go on the stage, if I'm terrified, and many times I come here in front of the camera and talking to you guys, maybe I'm not prepared well, maybe I'm scared, maybe my delivery is not on point. Who do I call? Little Diana. She's more confident. She doesn't give a flag about who thinks what. She would look so zazzy and blingy and, she would have this weird looking outfit and weird hairstyles. Not care what anybody thinks. She was full of confidence and energy and life. She's the one who goes on stage. I recall for her. Every time she's up front, I am behind her. I put her in the front and she's the one that delivers every time. And she delivers beautifully. I have a picture of myself when I was, I think 6. And I was sitting on a couch and having crossed legs and I'm sitting like a princess. At a certain point, I forgot to do this. I forgot how to do this. I had to look at my old picture, remembering what did I do before? What was Diana before? And she's the one who actually helped me getting that creative part of me. When I had limiting beliefs about money, that I have to, money is hard, money is this, money is that, I cannot be spending money, I cannot enjoy myself. And every situation confirms that beliefs. My beliefs start to change. My life then start to change. I improve my relationship with money. Now we're in good term. We're trying to be good friends and in good shape. I'm not scared to look at my bank account like I used to before. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to see what's in there. No, now I look forward for it. The number hasn't changed that much, but I know that I have a better relationship now. My romantic relationship, I had to take a very hard look at myself about how I don't know how to set a boundary. My boundary's always been crossed. When I was a little girl, there's no privacy. Anybody can go through my stuff, read what I write in my journal, and come and discuss it with me later on. That affected me. I could not express myself properly. If I have a relative, I don't want to come near because I feel like their energy is off. Go say hi to your uncle. Go say hi to your auntie. Go kiss auntie. I don't want to. You are forced to do this. So you learned to say yes. You did not learn how to say no. You didn't know how to set boundaries between you and the people that you don't like. Your desires, your feelings were not validated. So what you have to do is you got to unlearn what you learned the first part of your life and relearn new stuff. It's your job now. Like I said, your parents did what they could with what they have at that time. Now you have resources, you have the knowledge, you have no excuse not to have the self-awareness to get to know yourself. It's a long process. It's a hard process because you're going to be throwing tantrums. Your anxiety is going to be flaring. But you got to pay attention. It's trying to tell you something. That's a good sign. That's the little you screaming for help, screaming to be loved, to be cared for. So pay attention to it because it's the key to your success. It's the key to your abundance. It's the key for you to love yourself and care for yourself. Pay attention to that little thing in you. It's the most beautiful part. It's the most amazing, cute part. Be patient and compassionate with it. And look, learn, and see how it's going to serve you and bring the best in you. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And I hope it wasn't much of dense information. Love yourself, care for yourself like you would love a 5 years old. Be compassionate. The way that you were treated with your kids, you don't have to repeat that one more time. You don't have to be scolded. You don't have to be yelled at. You don't have to be forced to do things that you don't want to do. Nobody can do that to you. You're free. If you learn how to be free, if you teach yourself how to be free, how to free yourself from inside. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and I hope you get some good information from it. And until next time, take care of yourself. Take care of your little self. It's the most beautiful thing ever. I'll talk to you later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you like anything. And leave in comments anything that resonated with you. I love you all. Till next time. Bye.